Hey guys, what's going on? So, what is this about? Man, I was so hyped to play as Darth Maul. Oh, oh man, playing as Darth Maul was awesome. So, Battlefront 2 beta this past weekend. Don't know if you played it. If you did, let me know your thoughts below in the comments. If not, and you watched other people, let me know your thoughts. If you did not participate or see anything, here's some footage from what I liked. I'm just gonna talk as I let it play through. I like to start off with Darth Maul. Man, Darth Maul looked awesome. The fabric was awesome. The graphics were awesome. But I want to talk about the bad stuff first. Actually, I'm just gonna mix in the bad with the good. I'm just gonna give like an overall thought and view on both this arcade mode and the next mode I'll talk about afterward. So in this mode, you know, look at the detailing. You know, look at the reflection and the fact that Darth Maul can't deflect projectiles. I actually tried to find out if he could, and he couldn't. Like, what's up with that? Like, he's not a scrub. Anyway, this mode right here, this arcade mode with you know, Darth Maul and the droids and the Roger mission, like, this stuff was really cool. This needed to be its own game. And I want to make that very clear. This needs to be its own game. We need something like this. We need more Star Wars games. Like, where are the Star Wars games? You know, like, we've got new movies that have been coming out, whether you love them or hate them, or love what Disney's doing, hate what Disney's doing. Either way, you know, where are the games? Where are the games? Where are the games like this? The detail, the graphics, the quality, the smooth animations, the awesome looking clone troopers. You know, like the heavy clone troopers in this game had some of the most amazing outfits. Well, the ones in Naboo at least. They looked so cool. But like, this game was very well put together. Like, the team did a great job. EA is doing a great job with their games. They've shown it off with NBA Live, how they're progressing, they're moving forward, and they're taking feedback, they're doing good things. And I hope they watch this, because I'm not trying to bash them or disrespect the developers or anything like that, or the teams that worked on it. I just feel like whenever they make a game nowadays, like in the past couple years, maybe longer than that if you haven't been paying attention, like whenever EA puts out a game, it slightly feels unfinished. Like, just EA as a whole. Like, whether if they do work on something, it looks great, it feels great, you know, it has a lot of potential, but it always feels unfinished in some area or another. So like the team shooter aspect, which is what everybody's here to play this for, was great. You know, first person, third person shooting, you know, teams, large teams, small teams, you know, the really big one on Naboo, I think it was like what, 40, maybe like 20 v20, I think. That one was pretty cool. I was so bored with it though. It's not my thing. Team shooters is not my thing. I hope it does well in esports. I hope it does well, you know, marketing wise, and I hope they make a lot of money with this game. But that's not what I came to play Battlefront 2 for. So I'm not going to talk on that at all. Other than the fact that those heavy clone troopers on that bit looked awesome. Anyway, I wanted to get this game for the other mode, the Starship Fighters, because I love the A-Wing and the Interceptor, and I miss Rogue Squadron. Like, I still play Rogue Squadron on my Twitch channel every so often, as like my Throwback Thursday game, but I miss Rogue Squadron. Like, I wish there was a newer Rogue Squadron, and that's why I wanted to play this beta. And then I found this arcade, and I was like, I can play as Darth Maul. You know, like, this is awesome. But, you know, after the initial shock of, holy crap, I'm Darth Maul, oh my god, this is awesome, my brain went into analyzing this, because I was like, for some reason I want to play Warframe. And I'm not trying to compare this to Warframe. I'm not trying to say, you know, Warframe is better and all that stuff. But if you look at the gameplay, like the way Darth Maul moves is great. Everything about it looks great until you realize you're just taking damage and trying to kill as many people as you can, which is great for an arcade game, you know, like a quick arcade, get in, kill some enemies, you know, if you die, respawn type of thing. But like, what Jedi dodges? Honestly, like, what Jedi dodges incoming fire? Like, I could see if they made it so that you could deflect projectiles and you take a portion of the damage, or you can only deflect what's in front of you or line of sight. You know, you can still take fire from behind you and stuff like that. That would be cool, but like the dodging just made no sense for a Jedi. And then there was no jump attack. Well, like you could jump and attack, but you were never going to use that thing ever. Him throwing the lightsaber was odd. The force choke was a cone AoE with a maximum of 6 to 7 enemies, I think, within the radius. Anyone else was unaffected. I wanted that to be more of a line of sight AoE, like if they're on the screen in front of you, you know, you're force choking them, but it wasn't like that. It just felt like there could have been more, or maybe that this needs to be its own game. Like I was saying before, this needs to be its own game. Arcade needed to be its own. We need our own action adventure Star Wars game, maybe with our own character, maybe with another character, but you know, we need another game like Force Unleashed, but with these graphics, with these animations, with this engine. You know, more controls, of course, but we need something like this. Like, this is good stuff. This is good gameplay. I was hyped. Like, I was so addicted to playing this arcade. I played it the whole weekend. The whole weekend I played the arcade. I did the Starship a couple times. You know, had to get in the A-Wing, had to get in the TIE Interceptor, because, you know, that's where I am. But I stayed on that arcade the whole time. I stayed on arcade. So, I think it's good. I hope it gets its own version. We need something like that. As far as the Starships go, I think that engine needs more work. I think that gameplay needs more work. Maybe some people love it. If they do, hey, if you do, great for you. I'm not expecting something on like Ace Combat level, you know, but as far as it went, I just couldn't get into the controls. I just couldn't get into those controls. And then like touching anything and you die started to bug me. The lack of mobility for the ships, like even the Interceptor, it was just like you would drift at certain times trying to turn, and you would drift into something, and if you touched it, boom, you just auto death every time. Auto death. Like, I think I only bounced off of one surface, and that was once, and that was with the bomber, the TIE bomber, and it was like bounced off of it and then got shot and killed. So it was like, wow, the turn radius feels bad, the controls just feel bad, the speed, like moving at full speed, you don't feel a difference. Maybe because I'm used to playing other flight simulators like Rogue Squadron, Hawks 2, all the Ace Combats, and other stuff. I could go on, but it just felt like the ships needed more. Like, a lot of people were using bombers because of their high defense, and they were just getting kills just because of that. Like, whether you were going fast or slow, I didn't feel the difference. The guns just felt weird. They had to constantly reload, or they constantly would overheat. Like you're trying to gun someone down in a dogfight, and you can't get the kill because you're constantly overheating and letting your lasers cool down. The UI, I couldn't see it most of the time, the overheating of the lasers, just because you're focusing on what's in front of you, and you're trying to take down so much. And I did not for 5 hours. I did not notice that my lasers were overheating, because you just couldn't see it. Like in the heat of battle, you can't see that. It takes a lot to notice it, especially because everything's white in the background. So I think the UI needs a little bit of work. Like overall, I think it's a great experience. I had fun. A lot of other people had fun. Like my friends, my brother, we had fun with the Starship. He was telling me about it, how he was having fun, because that's what he wanted to play the game for. And he only cares about aerial combat. Me and him, we just only play, not only, but we mostly play flight simulators because that's our thing. But I just felt like it just needed a little bit more polish, maybe a little more love, maybe a little more care. But overall, I thought it was great, and it made me want another Rogue Squadron. Like, need another one. Need another one. Like I said, we need more Star Wars games. Star Wars is great. It is a great franchise. You know, it appeals to so many different things. And EA does a great job with the sound effects, the graphics, the scenery, the setting, the mood. You know, like you feel like you're actually there and in the combat, and like you're actually a part of this universe as you're playing the game. And this Battlefront and the last Battlefront, I think they do a great job with their games, but I just feel like they don't cross the finish line. I think that's the way it is. And I'm like I said, I don't want to disrespect them or make it seem like I'm saying they're lazy or anything like that, because they put a lot of great work. Like even with NBA Live, the game looks great, it plays great, but after a couple hours you start to notice some things just aren't the way they should be. You know, and that's how EA's been for a while now. I just want to see them hit the potential that they could reach. Maybe it's just in my perspective, but I feel like they have a really high ceiling as a company. Like they make great games, and I don't know what holds them back from making these amazing blockbusters that, you know, that can make people only want to play their game and nothing else. Like I feel like they could do that, but there's something there. Maybe it's deadlines, maybe it's budget, you know, I don't know what it is. I don't work for them. I'm not getting paid to do this review. I'm not sponsored or anything like that, but you know, I love Star Wars games, and I really want to see them hit their full potential at some point in time. Like with this, you know, if they give this its own version, like just give us starships, you know, like Rogue Squadron. Just give us starships, give us some aerial combat, you know, maybe something like Ace Combat where it has its own story, you know, you're some squadron off somewhere else, or maybe it's a story of both sides where you play as one side and then you play as the other side for the stories, and it has multiple endings. Something like that would be great. You know, just like the arcade mode with Darth Maul. You know, that would be great too. You know, maybe, you know, you could be this unknown kid with potential in the Star Wars universe, or maybe we could all create our own Jedi for once. You know, like the old days. You know, create our own Jedi and run around and interact with the universe and, you know, explore. Whatever the case, I just feel like, you know, we need more Star Wars games. EA is doing a good job. I hope they do good with this game. I hope there's a huge following. I'm not gonna buy it because there's nothing that sold me on the game. You know, and this is a beta, so there's still time for them to do things. But either way, I do plan on watching other people play it. I plan on watching other YouTubers and streamers and people having fun, because I do enjoy watching this game. This is beautiful game. So these are my thoughts, these are my reviews, things I wanted to comment on. Let me know how you felt about the beta and how you think EA and Star Wars working together, how that's gonna work. You know, if you're expecting any good games in the future, if you're gonna be playing this, if you're sold on this, let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.